Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I go by Lune, and I just wanted to have a little intro for our session today. So what I'm creating is in alignment with Virgo SZN. It's the Virgo SZN inspired video for 2022. But you can use these themes anytime. They're timeless. It's just a point of creativity for me and collective support. So our themes for this session are definitely going to be taming, tempering, maybe plucking a little. When it comes to self-criticism, Virgo is like the, not to oversimplify, but they're like the critiquers, they're the ones that are going to find all the flaws so that we can perfect things. It's not done to be cruel or to be naggy, but it can turn into that, In our Patreon pick a card readings, some things that came up where like one of the readings was like, yo, like you're about to hurt your own feelings, like you're about to be the one that does it. Because who can hurt us, hurt our own feelings like we can. So I thought that some soothing of self-criticism, it's okay to say, like I can do better, I want to do better, or that didn't work, I want to improve it. Of course, that's like the point. This is like mastery, But there really does come a hypercritical focus on details that maybe don't matter, or missing the point, or not really part of the big picture that we get hung up on. Or again, we just drill down into ourselves so much that we're like being our own worst critic, own worst bully almost, in a sense. Or it can feel that way, for me anyway. The other themes that we're going to work with are about like allowing that perfection, quote unquote perfection, to unfold, to develop in your path, for you to witness it and appreciate it more, to see how far you've come and build that kind of like confidence of sorts, or trust, or whatever you want to call it. And I want to help because there was a specific reading that came up that was about like moving on and really like recreating yourself in a way, or having to pull out of something or turn away a little unexpectedly or without preparation. So I just want to serve to empower any of you who are going through this kind of like pivot, or this, oh, I felt this coming maybe, but like I have to go now, I can't even take my stuff, like forget about my stuff, I don't even care. Or this isn't where I wanted to move to, but like I have to move out of here, or something, or I gotta get out of this job, I gotta get out of this relationship. Like some of you are really taking a big exit. It could be from who you were into who you're becoming as well. So I just want to support whatever that might be. I'm sorry it's a little esoteric the way I'm saying it, but I want to leave it open enough to work for whomever might that resonate with. Alright, so happy birthday, Virgo. You're some of my favorite people. And I have Virgo all up in my first house, excuse me. So I think I come off a little Virgoan sometimes. Alright, and we'll get into our session. So thank you so much. And we'll work through it together. So, speaking of perfecting things, some things are just impossible to be perfect. Sometimes we're setting a standard too high, and we're not allowing for like science or temperature shifts or ebb and flow, or the like beauty in things being kind of one of a kind, right? Or a little out of the ordinary. I've been working on candles for, I think, like a year and a half now, a year and 8 months. And I'm still not 100% ready. I thought I was gonna launch in August, but I'm gonna have more of like a sample sale soon to get rid of all the extra things that I ordered that I'm finding I'm not using, like different vessels and stuff like that. And when this is like a mini version, not a mini version, a beta test of one of the recipes and vessel shapes. And I'm working on the aesthetic, working on the perfection of it, but understanding too, like, every candle looks weird a little bit if you look up really close. And I go to Whole Foods and look and see. Some of these also have some not great glass adhesion. Or, oh, I see a little bubble here. And things that are just inevitable. But here I am, like, it's not good enough, it's not good enough. It's not perfect. So I hope we can leave a little room for understanding what's worth refining, you know, where to put that effort and what to, like, give yourself some grace with, because there's just like a natural way about things that we can't control every single aspect, and that's okay. So we're gonna light our candle. This one has a Himalayan cedar oil. And while they're not scented candles in the traditional sense, they do have a scent. And this one's quite like resiny. It's a little odd, but I really like it. So we're gonna light our candle, set our intention. On behalf of the highest and greatest good and perfect comfort, perfect alignment, we're going to set an intention to allow the release of hyper-criticism, of hurting our own feelings, of saying those harmful things to ourselves, or thinking in ways that we're not good enough, or, you know, that extends. We do that to ourselves, but it shows up in other areas too. We start to think of our friends or people we love in those kind of ways, right? Like criticizing them, which is super messed up. We're going to set intentions to be active listeners in this season, so we can understand more, so we can act in ways that are like prepared, that are backed up with the like truth and the perspective from various angles. Understanding we all have our own truth, we all have our own sort of levels of perfection or expectation or goals, standards. We're just clearing through the channel as I set this intention, moving through, just clearing that and polishing a little of the eye to, yes, witness and also make change and do the things, you know, do those Virgoan season things, study, learn, make changes, grow, heal, serve, show up for others. Think of what we can do for the collective, what we can contribute. We can contribute our best self, our most patient self, our most guiding, but only when asked. Right. And if you have your own intentions you'd like to set as we remove these anxieties and criticisms, so we can boldly and authentically live and do and create and refine from a place of self-development and self-challenge in the best way versus self-belittlement or low self-esteem or goals that are just impossible. We want to set ourselves up for success in this session. Alright, and again, if you have your own intention you would like to set, just have a look at this glow, this flame, this fire, this warmth, and send in your intention. Direct your will into the light, into the glow, into the doorway. I'm going to use these sacred wood sticks from Deshamsia. I'm first gonna kind of roll them around you, focusing to connect with the spirit body, the elemental body, the, what's the word, excuse me, the subtle body. To clear any little pops, like cracking your back, moving trapped energy. We're going to focus specifically in the joint, so I want to go to the back of your head here. Gonna go down the spine actually. Get out any tension, any hard weight, burdens, perfectionism, sort of control freak, sort of stuck energy at all. Palms, wrists, elbows, shoulders, elbow, wrist, palm, hip, knees, ankle, and the other ankle, and the soles of your feet. Okay, we're just gonna these sacred woods that hold sacred resins, sacred spirits, sacred energy. Just clearing that unnecessary hypercriticism from all points of consciousness held in the body. And then just down your back. Just take a little of that. Just a little through the field here, just to support you. Kind of sending in some kindness, some kind words, some encouragement. Connecting with your belief in yourself. It's good to have high standards, you know, it's okay. But they shouldn't be impossibly high. We have to remember too that we all have our own standards for self. And sometimes we expect a lot from other people just because we're really doing that in our own way, you know. So these little ashes. Just transmuting, refining criticism, turning it on itself, folding it on itself. Refined to support your self-development. Use some crystals to build a grid to support you. The correspondence of this here. This is a purple fluorite. for support of the auric field, support of your confidence, your kind of more vast understanding of all the moving parts, the practical qualities of tweaking, of highlighting, of noticing, of discerning, of improving. And having the confidence in yourself to know that you can achieve anything. You can become anything you choose to. A good person, a kind person, a successful person, an inspiring person, a helpful person. You could be anything you want. Right, we're going to put this to the front of you and the north in front of your feet. Okay, here I have this stunning, I really wanted to show you this, fibrous malachite. It's like velvet. The texture of it is velvety. And this is to amplify all the good it does to have that eye, that discerning eye. The eye that kind of sees all. It is an eye of the senses, an eye of the landscape, the lighting, the time, the vibe, and amplifying your benevolent connections and benevolent methods. Maybe that's the word. Ways that you witness, observe, and change, develop. We're going to put this to behind your feet here to the south, creating a box, or starting to anyway, around your feet. Here we have a healer's gold. It's like a black and gold sheen kind of look. And we're going to put this to your east, supporting how you serve, how you show up, but how you maintain, how you preserve while you serve. Empathy, yes. Sponge-like, no. Considerate, yes. Caring. Boundaries, yes. Helping others in whatever way, but energetically speaking, maintain their equilibrium, maintain their alignment, their balance, their wellness, and same for you. In fact, you kind of come first in your priorities list here. In fact, I'm just going to rub this on your palms. And your other palm. Just to protect your flow of energy and the balance of it. Right, and to the east. And finally, this gorgeous topaz. the west. Supporting your processing of it all, your understanding, the messages, the meaning, the context, the vibe behind the vibe. And again, in your palm and the other. And placing to the west. Okay, so now you have your nice grid box around you, charging, communicating, heightening, balancing, tempering as well. 1, 2. Little desert rain spray. Just to soften, just aiming for your back. In the front. Your side. And the other side. Your connection to the earth below your feet. And your connection to the beyond above your head. We just protect your eyes. We're just going to move through the auric field, supporting this rain, this calm, this clarity, this cooling down. It was so hot. The rain came and cooled, and the steam rose, and everything got a little drink. Everything replenished. And now it's time to do a little work, or allow a little work. Start. I have 2 scissors I want to use with you. First these, and I want to use these more like tweezers, like little. Okay, and these we want to really access the root. We're setting an intention to our subconscious minds to access the root of all unnecessary, all debilitating, all harmful, all what's the word? I would say maleficent, and not malignant, but yeah, most maybe good words. All the harmful roots of our self-criticism. We're setting an intention to access these in our subconscious and remove them. All that is harmful, all that is not helpful. Deep in the subconscious mind. All the worry of the things you can't control. All the insecurities from childhood continued through your life, accessing the very roots and clearing. Just let it process in the fire. And we're gonna do one more round. A little more powerful. These scissors, like the way they, you know. Our intention here, though, is to remove all blockages, all things that are preventing you from showing up and serving in the way that is most aligned to you. What I mean by that is, like from a Reiki standpoint, let's say, just as an example, because that's more of my background, right? But like, a lot of times people have this calling to study and practice and even offer these services to other people, but they get held up because they think, oh, well, how could I do that? Like, I have anxiety, my life's not perfect, I still get mad, I haven't manifested my lifelong partner, how can I help other people if I'm still in this sort of position? So we're kind of victimizing ourselves here a little bit. We're kind of putting ourselves in a category of, I can't be helpful because I'm too messed up, which couldn't be further from the truth, you know? Like, we can help, we can be helpful, we can show up, we can make the world better. I know it sounds like a goofy way to say it, right? But make the world better. Not goofy, but like, oh, you want to make the world better, right? But like, truly, with our flaws, you know, with our challenges, with our body issues, with our shame, with all of the things that humans experience, it makes us more relatable, more authentic, more practiced, more understanding, more compassionate, more empathetic, to be able to serve, to be able to help or guide or suggest or just listen or whatever the case may be. So we want to clear here anything that's preventing you from contributing in the way that you feel guided to because you think you can't, because in some aspect you're broken, or you're, you know, you got this going on or this, and I'm not good enough, or I'm not perfect, how could I help, right? So you want to clear all of that and redirect it back into the empowerment of, I'm even better at helping because I've been through this, because I've seen this, because this is a battle for me every day. Okay, so we're going to start through from crown to root, we could say, but really from be over the head to below the feet. And we're just going to clear all of these false lines, false beliefs, false feelings. And I just want to go to the back of you and do the same thing. From above the head to below the feet. Remember, you're supported in the box that we've created, the little grid that we've created down the side. And the other side. Okay, I'm just going to do a little scan. I'm going to focus around the heart. Just supporting, giving access to the messages of the heart. Mercury carried, right? Fast, quickly carried to the mind and to the sense of self. The messages of the heart that say, ask that person if they need help. Give this person $5 if you have it. Like if someone's asking or is hungry, offer to help. Sometimes we have these instincts to help and then we don't. Maybe we're afraid. Maybe we feel like we can't be helpful. So we really want to let these messages of the heart, these instincts of the heart come through. We're not breaking down any walls. We're not breaking down any protective layers that you may have right now. We're just making almost like little breath points for these messages to carry through. Clearing around the heart. We're going to move up to the throat, the mind of thought, of expression, of logic. And around the solar, the sense of self in action. So we want to bridge the heart to these points with this open, mercurial communication. Okay, so up. Just forming that pathway, or supporting this pathway. Right. We're going to use this green light to guide the communication from the heart space to the mind, to the solar, to thought. I want to help. I should help this person. I should lend a hand. I should ask if they need help. Like, sorry, these are very basic, right? Or I should donate. I should reach out. I should like these instincts that your heart is guiding you to. Let's not overpower them with, I don't know, I don't want to be a weirdo. They don't need my help. Like if the instinct is there, listen to the instinct. And we want to focus to the solar here to align or empower your actions, thought and action to the heart space. All right, so we're going to have this green light, green to connect with Mercury, focusing in into the heart. Connect with your heart space, set an intention. We wish to connect with the messages and instincts of the heart, guiding us to serve in the way most aligned, in the way most authentic to ourselves. And we're gonna go down to solar, up to heart and throat, and bridging heart, solar, throat, heart, solar, throat, crossing at the heart, down, guiding Mercury, carrying this communication of mind and heart and body, sense of self. Just let it flow. We're focusing on this channel flowing, moving, empowering. I'm gonna get a little closer. Heart, throat, heart, solar, throat, heart, solar, heart, throat, heart, solar, heart. Alright. Okay. Just want to anoint you with the lion palm, also from Tisham's. Oh my god, it's so good. And we're just gonna anoint your brow, your crown, your jaw, the soles of your feet. Okay. Palms. Channel through and set intentions to support you on your journey. If there's any of you, regardless, so let me clarify, channeling for anyone who's open to it to receive exactly what is right for them, exactly what would benefit them. And I just want to set a little extra caboose to this intention to support any of you who have needed to exit, who have needed to leave something behind, who have needed to move on in some capacity during this season. Just really want to channel through to you. Remember what you've learned and take it with you. And I want to channel through to anyone who has hurt their own feelings so bad. Remind you to nurture yourself, to mother yourself. Children say things to their parents that they don't mean. For example, so don't listen to that criticism that was hurting and just needed to hurt something else, so you hurt yourself more. It's I don't want to shame us, but it's a disempowered version of us that's doing that talking. And that's why it feels so bad, because it's really not in alignment with your truth. Your soul loves you. The universe loves you. So forgive yourself for any harsh words if you're able. Make a promise to try to communicate more from a place of feeling, from a place of expression, and not from a cruel place to yourself. Okay. Alright, I want to thank you so very much for allowing me to share a little piece of your path tonight, and thank you so much for being such a significant part of mine. I'm so sorry for the self-promotion, but if you enjoy my content, there is years worth of videos over on Patreon, and it's a really great way to support the channel. There's various tiers and stuff, so hopefully something for everyone. And I'm just so grateful to those of you who are already joining me there, because I would definitely not be able to do this without you. So thank you so very much. It's like I can't say thank you enough. So thank you so very much. From the very bottom of my heart, I bow to the divine in you, dear one, and I, into this beautiful connection that we share. So very much love to you, my friend, and I will see you very soon.